Okay, it's time to play Jeff Garlin Character Assassination. And what I want to do here is I want to just share some funny stories about Jeff, usually pertaining to the early 90s. So let me just show you the first one, okay? Okay, this story is rather classic. This occurred, I think, in 1992. Basically, what happened was Jeff was going to pay a bill. That's rounded on there. And just as I was standing in front of one of St. Petersburg's elderly senior citizens, Jeff decides to walk right by me and detonate one of his rather explosive bouts of flatulence. So thus, suffice to say, I was dressed as a bum and I had to leave promptly, laughing my butt off, and everybody was looking at me, and Jeff went to go sit down and take a breather. So that was his fault. Okay, this one actually involves me. What occurred was we went to a haunted house in Orlando, believe it or not, and as we were going in, it was one of these places where it was like really dark, and you had to like hold on to the person in front of you. And what occurred was when you go in there, there's just these old drama club wannabe rejects from Broadway, it appears, that were like touching you and grabbing you and everything. Well, what happened was one of them touched me and I touched them back. The police came out. Well, some part-time cop that was off duty came out and stopped the whole thing because I touched one of their little actors a little and made a big scene about it and yelled at me and said, everyone else is okay, but you're not. And so Jeff thought that was quite humorous, and for the next year he kept, saying things like, you're not, to me. So that was pretty cute. So needless to say, that haunted house is no longer there anymore. Good, because jerks. Well, and like I said, in the early 90s we did some really terrible jokes, I think, to some people. Most notably my cousin Dawn and Rob. One of them was, I don't know who came up with this idea, but we thought we'd call Dawn and tell her that Jeff was in this terrible auto accident, and it was on April Fool's Day. So Jeff said, okay, just call my sister, and I called her and I just said something like, Dawn, you better come now, and just left it at that. It's really bad. Oh my God, we were like around the corner, like in front of like one of those public supermarkets, and lo and behold, she comes running out, racing in her old Hyundai car, and it was just a bad joke. And we held up like, I think, a sign that said April Fools and things like that. So then there was another joke we did that was really bad to Rob, involving murder. Jeff can tell you about that one. It involved like police and everything. It was really bad. Actually, Jeff wasn't part of that. It was he was part of that, but it was his mother's boyfriend who was a little more part of that. So he'll tell you more about that later. Okay, that's gonna do it for my little 3 stories. I'm gonna try to remember some more. I know there's a lot out there, but I gotta figure out which ones are the better ones and which ones I can tell you and which ones I shouldn't. So with that being said, hope you enjoy my little movie here, my little clip. So take care. Cheers.